Yes, game one. Here we are. Hopefully it doesn't like speed up through 100 minutes of action, because I thought the game would have started a while ago. But everything looks good, and here we have it. Game one, Huns, no wall mod. Yo in the blue, Bact in the red, and this is going to be very exciting. Oh, unfortunately, Bact is unable to find his sheep. I was talking about the settings. Hopefully that players are aware that they are able to use AoE and things like that. But with no wall mod, we've seen some really exciting Huns wars, and Bact and Yo are just phenomenal players. I'm really excited to see how this one plays out. So I'll start with Yo. Dave will be joining. I'm guessing for game 2 or 3. Depends when he gets back. But it's kind of like him to show up a little bit late anyway. Start with Yo. He has the woodline on the back he could use. It is on the large hill, unfortunately, for him. He has the gold that's kind of close to his town center, but it is on a slight hill as well. Apart from that, he does have the stone on the back and the secondary gold there as well. Now, he has a boar that's forward, he has a deer that's forward, but one thing I want to talk about with Yo's map is it is very open on the front, and with these small hills, the hills in the back, it's going to be really interesting to see how he deals with this with the no wall mod. I mean, normally you could wall in towards your town center, maybe wall out here, but he just can't do that, and with Huns, you can't build houses either, so it's going to be like mills and outposts as his options available to wall. Real quick, I'm actually going to tab out so I can still see the chat. The spinning logo you want to remove. Gotcha. Yeah, that's completely fine. There you go. So we're in the game now. That's why I need to see the chat so you guys can talk to me about what's going on. Bact is here, and he's in the red. He has a better woodline in my opinion because it's closer to the TC and it's not on the hill, at least in the beginning of the woodline. He has a back gold, and there's not a hill there, so that's good for him. This woodline he's not going to be able to access, which is unfortunate, and unfortunately for him, he really only has one woodline and that gold on the back. It's open for him on the front. There's not many good things I can really talk about with these maps just because it's going to be so open, and I kind of like that. Normally I can talk a lot about the maps and what they can do, but because they can't wall, that's pretty much all I'm going to talk about. But the one thing I will say is that Yo came out really early, and I think he's going to try and lame this boar. There's $150 on the line. Every game one is about $21. It's like $21.50, and I think that Yo's going to try this. He's just stolen that one sheep. He's being very aggressive, and yes, he is going to go for that lame, and he's probably going to bring this in. I don't know how much lag there is currently. I know Bact is over here as well. Oh, we might just run into that town center. It looks like he's going away. I don't know if Bact actually sees this. He might just be aware of that because the boar is no longer there, and Yo's going to start bringing this back now, and I wonder what the HP is like on this scout from Bact. It looks like Yo has stolen a couple sheep, and that scout is being brought back. Yo could try and intercept this, but this is not... I mean, Bact could try and intercept this, but this is not good for him off the get-go. He's already lost at least one sheep, but I'm not sure if he lost another one already. Now, this boar looks like it's a goner for Bact, unfortunately. Yo's going to bring this back. I'm just wondering what the play is going to be for these players. Surely Scouts is going to be the play. Man-at-Arms would be a really good play. And look at this. Bact is going to try and intercept, but I just think it's too late. Maybe he can get a block off here. I think it's just too late. Either way, if he does block it off, that boar is going to have to run an awful long way. But yeah, look at this. Yo is just doing a great job. And oh, is he going to get a big shot on the scout of Bact? Oh, he was very close to killing that scout. And just a wonderful war from Yo. It's just well done. Look at that, right underneath the TC. And oh, Bact is going to try and steal the sheep back. That's pretty clutch from him. It looks like actually he's going to get one of them at least. And a good shot, maybe even two. A good shot on the scouts from Yo. This is pretty interesting. Yo a little bit distracted bringing in this boar. And the scouts are now fighting. So that's good for Bact. He's able to get one more sheep back, two more. I mean, this is kind of hard to focus on, and he's killed the scout, and you know what? That scout's pretty important. Yo's not going to be able to see what's going on, and here Bact now looks like he's going with the Drush. I'm surprised with this Drush, actually. He's lost the boar. He only has... I'm really surprised. He only has one sheep left underneath his town center, and he's going with the Drush. He's going to run out of food at this rate. It is really surprising to me, but he is bringing back the one sheep here. He's sending it the long way because he doesn't want to lose it. Well, actually, I'm not sure why he's sending it the long way, because Yo doesn't have a scout to steal it. Maybe he's just choosing to scout a little bit with it. But the Drush is going to be interesting. He's going to have 3 militia. Keep in mind, a really good counter to the Drush are the quick walls, and you can't do that in this situation. Yo is going over this direction. He's going to build a lumber camp. He already has the lumber camp there. He's building his barracks, and it looks to me as though he's building for scouts. And I don't think the Drush will really do too much. I guess we'll have to see. There's a scout and 3 militia here from Bact. I'm really curious as to how fast he's going to get up to the feudal age, though. I mean, losing that boar, losing 1 or 2 sheep, and just getting the 1 back to his base now, it's going to be rough for him. He has to be careful with that scout. He's really getting close to these town centers this first game. But it's still alive now. The Drush is coming in. I just don't think the Drush is the best with the no wall mod, and I don't know how much of this players have played. Actually, Bact had to download the mod, so that's pretty telling. I know Yo didn't have to. But the Drush is now coming in, and there's a slight hill here, which could be bad or good for either player, depending on how it's played. It looks like these villagers are trapped, but the Drush is doing its job, just delaying a little bit. Yo has a ton of resources, though. Just look at his food. I'm sure that extra boar really helped him out. He's going to be able to make a lot of scouts. And meanwhile, Bact, he's actually clicked up, which is really good. And he's going with 5 over to gold. So he might go with a couple spears and then transition into archers. So it's a pretty good build from Bact in this first game. So the militia now just still hanging out. It looks like Bact is aware that the stable is up, and he's probably going to push in now because he knows that the scouts will clean up his Drush, and that's what Yo is expecting. And these players are top level players. Yo is not overcommitting against the militia, but Yo losing that scout early really did hurt him. If he had 2 scouts here, he'd be able to attack against this a lot easier, and he's gonna have to just micro with 1 scout for now, and the second one's gonna come out, and it's gonna really slow him down. The Bact is in a good position to just kind of delay, and I'm looking at his resources. He's in a decent position here. He's ooh. Is that the first one? Yes, he might be tempted to go man-at-arms, and of course the aggression will come in from both players. I kind of like this. The standard scouts play may be pushed away if a couple spears come out, and then with the man-at-arms and the archers from Bact may be in a better position than I thought. Only 2 scouts here. Villagers can push that away. It looks as though the militia are actually coming back, and then there would be 5 men-at-arms if that upgrade does come in, and Bact is actually choosing to get that upgrade. The villagers are fighting against the scouts, like I said, and Yo has to know what's going to come in now, because there are 2 more militia, but this is pretty bad for Bact. He's fighting against a wolf here with 3 of his militia, soon to be man-at-arms, and now he's fighting against scouts here. He's lost 2. And I wonder if he's canceled that man-at-arms upgrade. No, he did not, and oh man, he's probably going to lose a couple of these as well. Luckily, that small dimple really helped him out. But 2 archery ranges have come out, and a blacksmith. So he's going right into archers. Meanwhile, Yo, back at home, is going out to the mill, and he's going to continue with the food economy. And he's continuing with scouts, which may fizzle out over time. It might not be the strongest once the archers mass, but for now, they're really mobile, and with the no wall mod, that's really good. He's going to be able to run around and maybe damage that gold. And keep in mind, if this was like any other Civ but Huns, we could have already seen houses up on the gold. But this is Huns, and that gold is going to be exposed. But I like the spears from Bact. He's going to be able to send these spears back here. But maybe not in time. There's going to be 5 scouts here from Yo, and he's going to go back, and he's going to try and pick off some villagers. That spear's now coming over. And Bact sees this. He's going to actually fight it. I think he's going to lose a villager here. He might kill 1 scout, but 1 villager's down, 1 scout's down, and that's a good trade for Yo. I did notice Yo is actually coming around this area looking for some weak fills. Look at that. There is a weak farmer there. I think he's going to go for that farmer at some point. But now I'm looking. It looks like a spear and 2 archers from Bact. I don't think it's going to do much as archer range blacksmith comes up now from Yo. This is a really exciting first game. And it's so open. You just have to appreciate how open it is. I absolutely love it. It looks like you... Oh, a tower there from Yo. I love it. Now, that's not in range now, but later that's going to be really annoying because this is the only wood line from Bact that he can use. And the archer and the spear actually has come in here, and it could kill a villager, and it could almost kill 2 villagers if it focuses. There's one, and it could almost kill this one as well if it micros. And it's not going to, but that's really surprising. I did not think the archers was really going to be able to do anything there. And Bact's going to fight this as well with the spear in the little choke point. That's pretty crazy that Bact is able to do something there. That tower's up. He can't wall off that tower. It'd be funny to see him wall that off with, like, some outposts or something. But the scouts from Yo now around the backside, and he's going to find another Vill pick. Will he find more than one? That's the question. It looks like we're going to see one go down right here. You know what? I called that completely incorrectly. It looks like he hasn't found one, and Bact's fighting with the villagers and doing a great job with that so far this game. He has a lot of weak vills here, but, you know, man, he is just not hesitating at all. And now that fletching has come in, that tower is in range, and that is just huge. That is huge. If Yo holds to this area, he's going to have a huge advantage. But more archers coming into this gold, and both players actually fighting with villagers, just being really aggressive with the vills. Skirmishers coming out from Yo, but I really think Yo's in a better position now that that tower went up, and Bact probably was not expecting that. And that villager close to going down. I do think that Bact has done a lot of damage, considering he's only had like 3 archers and 1 spear, and that spear is still here, but the skirmishers should be able to clean up that entire army. A couple scouts down there from Yo, so it's a little bit wasteful. I did see bloodlines come in from Yo, so he's going to try and push out. And there's actually a tower from Bact, which I didn't see go up, but he's just going to try and shoot that tower down from Yo. So he needs to hold to this wood line, and he knows it. He can't come out here, or at least not for very long. If you look at the Vill difference, Bact actually has 2 more than Yo. And Yo's going out here to this stone, and that actually poses a good point. Will Bact be doing so? Because Dave and I played this as a promo series, and I'm sure a lot of you guys, at least on YouTube, saw it. I think there was, what, 100 Twitch viewers that saw it. And in game 1, it was so open, and I felt like the one thing that gave me the advantage was building a lot of towers. So I wonder if Bact's going to go on stone as well. And this is not going to be a good fight for him at all. The scouts coming in with bloodlines. There's skirmishers behind. Almost all the upgrades are actually coming in from Yo. He's getting scale barding now as well, and padded archer armor is already in on the skirmishers and archers. That being said, Bact, he traded fairly well there, and we'll see how this goes. I'm paying attention. It looks like Bact is not actually investing in stables, and meanwhile Yo is kind of investing in the 2 stable 2 archery range build. Bact is getting wheelbarrow. He has no stables, and this could be really bad for him in the long run if he's not investing into scouts. And he already knows that Yo is. He has seen the bloodlines upgrade. He's probably seen the scale barding upgrade. In my opinion, he should not hold out for the Castle Age, but I think that's what he's doing. And this is what I like from Mr. Yo. I remember one game specifically. This is when I first started casting. He played versus Hera, and I thought Hera had the advantage. Hera was actually in the Castle Age. Mr. Yo went 2 stable, 2 archery range, and he went with forward villagers as well. And he just pushed all in the Feudal Age. He's really good at it. And he just does an excellent job at pushing aggressive with Feudal all-ins. And I love it. Bact, however, should see this coming. Let me take a look at the game room, because there is a pause. I always just want to double check and make sure everything's fine. Everything seems fine to me. Alright. But a great first game thus far. We'll take a look at the economy. Looks like Bact's actually getting town watch right now so he can see what's happening. He's cleaned up his wood line, and that tower is going to be helpful for him. He's at 40 villagers. Yo is... yeah, I gotta turn those alerts off. But Yo, he's at 42. But this is a large army coming in now from Yo. He has skirmishers, he has scouts, And actually, Bact is here now, and he's on the gold, and he's going to be able to pick off a couple villagers. He's done this time and time again. Yo's actually going to fight this with Vils, and if Bact's able to focus down the archers, he's going to be able to now focus down the villagers if he needs to. But this is kind of problematic on this side, as Yo's now pushing in as well, a bit of a base trade. I'm not sure if we had a drop or what in the game room, because this seems like this is kind of close. We have the market now going up for Bact, and yeah, I think there was a drop. Let me go back. Yes, it looks like Yo dropped. We're gonna have to obviously restore this. And that'll actually give me some time to disable those alerts, because it said it had the game room chat, which is never good, because if the game ends, then you kind of know. All right, so you're gonna restore that one. I gotta figure out my alerts in the meantime. I thought that was pretty close. I thought the game was about to be won there. Was it a drop? I don't know. No one said GG. Yo won. Okay. So it looks as though Bact did call the GG. I thought Yo had a better advantage because of the army, so... Alright, so that was actually a resignation. That was actually a resignation, and that's game one. Mr. Yo winning.